well as idiots by extension. Decks I've been playing focused, right? We have like the rank 4 spam deck, we have like Yugiohs and like other sorts of decks like that. I was able to
Hello everyone and welcome, my name is Thundernumel and I welcome you to the channel. In today's video guys, I'm gonna show you the most amazing Blackwing deck profile. This deck is insanely cheap and it's crazy good. I genuinely believe that it is a meta contender in the right hands. In this video, I'll explain the basic combo to you and I'll go card by card explaining each and every one of them. So it's basically gonna be a TED talk, however I will make another video explaining every little combo and how to play around hand traps, so stay tuned for that. Before we get into the nitty gritty, if you enjoy my content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It really does mean a lot to me and it will for sure result in you getting some amazing Yu-Gi-Oh content every week. Without further ado, let's get into the basic strategy. So guys, this is the basic combo and what you need for the combo is basically any 2 winged beasts and any level 4 in the deck. And this will result in an amazing board, however bear in mind that this is the least optimal way to do the combo. I'm just showing it for demonstration purposes. Now this combo will result in a time T3 Doer, which can be any Dark Xyz, and a Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn, so let's talk about Kali Yuga. Okay guys, so let's talk about DDD Duodonking Kali Yuga for a minute. For those of you that don't know what this card does, you can read the text on the screen and it's basically reminiscent of Vazatot or True King of All Calamities. It has avoided the ban list for some ungodly reason and I presume that reason is that you don't see people often making him on the opponent's turn. However, we can make it with almost any combination of cards in our deck, so he's a pretty much invaluable asset. First thing to take note of is that his negation effect doesn't activate, so it cannot be negated. The next thing to take note of is that it negates everything on the field after it is summoned, so if you chain the rank up to any spelled card, trap card, monster effect on the field, anything really, it will negate it on the resolution of the chain. Be mindful though that it will also negate your cards, so you need to play around that too, but it's not that hard. After you summon this colossal monstrosity, you will easily OTK your opponent on the next turn. Outs to this and the board are few and far between, but I will not dwell on that question in this video, you'll just have to watch the combo video if you're interested. The important takeaway from this is that mostly all of our hands end on this board. So without further ado, let's get into the card by card. So guys, we are here with the deck profile and I'm sorry if you have OCD, but I rearranged the deck in the order that will be easier to explain. So first of all, we have triple copies of Black Whirlwind, and if you're not aware of what this card does, it's the linchpin of the deck. It's a continuous spell that says that whenever you normal summon a Blackwing, you can add a Blackwing with less attack than the monster that you normal summon from the deck to your hand. And it's a pretty insane card that can be +1 or even +2 over just one turn, so it's a mandatory trio. The next one is Blackwing Simoon, the Poison Wind, and what Simoon does is you can activate his effect from the hand by banishing a Blackwing, and then it immediately activates a Black Whirlwind from the deck and normal summons itself onto the field. Then you have to send the Black Whirlwind placed by its own effect to the graveyard at the end phase and take 1000 damage. However, this doesn't come up very often, if at all. I'll show you later, it doesn't matter. Thundernumel here, I just forgot to tell you that it locks you into dark monsters, so that's the reason why our entire main and extra deck is dark. Moving on, the thing is, with Simoon, he normal summons himself with his own effect, so you still have your normal summon for the turn. And the next one we'll be talking about is Ouster the Southwind. Now his effect is that on the normal summon he can special summon a level 4 or lower Blackwing monster from the banish zone, which is extremely important because as you've seen in the combo demonstration before, you just need 2 Blackwings and a level 4, and this guy is 2 Blackwings and he's a level 4. Also, he has a grave effect, whereas you can banish him to place 1 wedge counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls that doesn't have one, and believe it or not, this does come up. Also, an important thing about him is that he's a level 4 tuner, and you can use him to go into any of your synchros apart from Raikiri, but we'll talk about that later. So, next up is Bora the Spear, which is just basically a free special summon. However, he is not once per turn, so that's important to take note of, and also he's a level 4. Next one is Gale the Whirlwind, which is a free special summon, also not once per turn, and he can have the attack and defense of an opponent's monster when you use the effect to target the monster. He's a level 3 tuner, so you can use him to go into Raikiri or even into Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. And the important thing about him is that he outswind us, so take it as you may. The next one is Gust the Backblast. Now this is a very interesting one. He can special summon himself from the hand if you control no cards. So if you have Black Whirlwind, you cannot special summon him. However, you can banish him off of Simoon if you have both in the hand, and that will result in you having a negation before your 5th summon, thus avoiding the Nibiru play. Next one is Harmattan the Dust, which is also a free special summon, however he is a once per turn effect. But when he is normal or special summoned, you can target another Blackwing monster and increase Harmattan's level by the level of the monster that you targeted. So if you, for instance, target Auster the Southwind with him, Harmattan will become level 6, thus allowing you to make full armor master. If you decide to target Gale with him, he will become 5, so Gale and he can make the Berserker of the Tenyi. And there are some other neat applications, but the most important part about him is that he is a level 2. So your Gust the Backblast or Harmattan, or two of any of these, will be able to go into number 65 Gym Buster. More on that later. Next one is Chris the Crack of Dawn, a level 4 free special summon, but it's important to know that he is once per turn. However, he is our biggest beater, and when you normal summon him, while you have Black Whirlwind on the field, you can search for any other Blackwings. The next one is Orochi the Squall. He's a tuner, level 1, free special summon once per turn, and he has an effect when he's used for a synchro summon. You can change the battle position of one monster on the field, which rarely, if ever, does come up, but he's just here because he has almost no attack points, so even your weakest Blackwings can search him off of Black Whirlwind, and he's a free special summon. Next is 3 copies of Zephyros the Elite. Now you might be wondering why I'm running 3 copies of this card, because you can clearly see that his effect is once per duel. And you can target one card you control face up, you can return it to the hand, and then special summon this card from the graveyard. Now the reason that I'm running triple Zephyros is that he plus another extender is full combo. Like, no debate, because he can... So what you would do is you normal summon Zephyros, you special summon the extender, and then you go into the Wise Tricks, then Wise Tricks brings out Bora, then Zephyros bounces back the Bora to your hand, then you special summon the Zephyros, and then because you have a Blackwing on the field, you can special summon the Bora, and from there it's full combo. Next up is 2 copies of Caligo Clawcrow, and it's basically a free special summon Dark Winged Beast. However, it is once per turn, but it is level 2, so Caligo or Gust or Harmattan, any copies of these, will go into your Gym Buster, which will prevent hand traps. More on that in the combo video, I guess. So the next is one copy of Raider's Wing, which is pretty neat, and it's also treated as a PK card, so you can send it off your Bardish, or you can special summon it off of your Wise Tricks. It's not an extender per se, but it's necessary for the combo, so we have to bear with it. Next one is Raid Raptor Strangleanius. It's just for when you already have Zephyros the Elite, so you don't want to special summon him from the deck, so you can just special summon Raider's Wing and then search the Strangleanius with the Force Tricks. So it's just a win more card, but it's another extender. It can special summon himself for free if you have a Dark monster and it's a level 4, so why not? Next is Silent Boots. This is the Garnet of the deck, however, if you draw into it, you still can do the combo. Just when you summon the Raider's Wing, special summon the Silent Boots, and then go with the Boots and the Wise Tricks into your Bardish and do the full combo. Next up is Allure of Darkness. Our entire main deck is Dark Monsters, and if you banish a Blackwing with the Allure, you can fetch it back with Auster the Southwind, so it doubles up as an extension. Next is 1 copy of Cold by the Grave, that just because we can't run more, and 1 magical Midbreaker Field. Now this is just to prevent Veiler and Impermanence It is not needed, I just felt like including it, and I think it does help sometimes. You can play around Ash, Valor and Impermanence by having an extra extender, but Midbreaker Field just wins you some games, for instance against Sky Strikers and stuff that target a lot. So let's just move on. We have one copy of Phantom Knight's rank up Magic Force. This is what you use to rank up into your rank 7 Raid Raptor, or you can even rank up straight into the Ultimate Falcon, but you mostly just rank up into the rank 7 Falcon. Next up is rank up Magic Launch, which is the linchpin of the deck, and you use that to rank up your rank 7 Raid Raptor into Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn, thus instantly winning you the game. Next is one copy of Upstart Goblin, just because 39 is better than 40, and one copy of Shade Brigadine. You don't necessarily have to play this card, but it's a free extension and you might as well search it off of boots. If you draw it, it's fine. If you don't draw it, it's also fine. Next, let's get into the extra deck. We have one Raikiri, the Rain Shower. Now, this guy can be any level 7 Synchro. I just chose Raikiri because he can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of other Blackwing monsters you control, and I've destroyed 3 cards with him. He is pretty decent to have. However, there are other options. You choose your poison, I guess. Next is Blackwing Full Armor Master, and this guy is just incredible. It's unaffected by other card effects, and each time an opponent's monster activates its effect, you can place one wedge counter on that opponent's monster. And also keep note of the fact that Ouster can also banish itself to place a wedge counter on any of the opponent's monster. And then once per turn you can target one of your opponent's monsters that has a wedge counter and take control of it. And during the end phase you can destroy all monsters on the field that have wedge counters. So it's a Snatch Steal, it's a field nuke, it's unaffected, it has 3000 attack and defense. It's just amazing, and you can just make it with one card. Like if you use Simoon and then you place Black Whirlwind, normal summon the Simoon. Simoon uses the effect, Black Whirlwind effect to add the Ouster. You can just normal summon the Ouster, and he's a level 4 tuner. Simoon is a level 6 non-tuner, that's level 10. Full Armor Master, then banish the Ouster. You can just steal any of your opponent's monster. It's just pretty incredible in the grind game. Next is Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. This card is pretty neat. It helps you OTK sometimes, and you can use Borrowed Savage Dragon instead. However, there are instances where you make this alongside your Kali Yuga and whatever Xyz you like going first, and if you resolve Kali Yuga and this is a Borrowed Savage Dragon, you will negate your own Savage Dragon. So Draco Berserker of Tenyi is just better in that situation, but whatever you like you can play. Next is Raider's Knight, and the target for Raider's Knight in Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. This is pretty much self-explanatory. You just need 2 Force, go into Raider's Knight, detach, go into Arc Rebellion, and then you can just OTK from there. One Kali Yuga, you've also seen the combo, so you know what this card does. Evil's Form Nightmare is another option that you can go into instead of Redoer or alongside Redoer, because I just show you the worst combo in the deck. So the better combos include Nightmare, Redoer, Draco Berserker and Kali Yuga. But the thing about this one is that it can use its Book of Moon effect twice, which is pretty damaging for some decks in the meta, so you might wanna consider going into this over the Redoer in case your Kali Yuga plan fails, which is very rare, but it could happen. Now the Djinn Buster. So this guy requires 2 level 2 dark monsters, which, as I've explained, you have 8 of, and you can search most of them with these, so it's really not a problem, and you can make him on 5th summon. So for instance, Simoon plus any level 2, you would use Simoon effect, banish the level 2, activate Whirlwind, normal the Simoon, use the Whirlwind effect, pick up the Ouster, normal the Ouster, use the Whirlwind effect again, pick up the Harmattan, and the Ouster will special summon the level 2 that you banished. Then you special summon the Harmattan, overlay into Djinn Buster, and then do your combo regularly free from hand traps, because Djinn Buster can detach 2 materials to negate the activation of a hand trap and inflict 500 damage to your opponent to boot. Next is Force Tricks. This is just basically so you can extend your combo. And you know, a free search for a level 4 Dark Winged Beast is amazing. It's just that simple. You rank up the 4 streaks into the Arsenal Falcon. Now this one is interesting. So what it does is it detaches a material to special summon a level 4 Dark Winged Beast from the deck. However, if you leave 4 streaks as material and you summon it to a zone Bardiche points to, you can use the effect of Bardiche to destroy it, and when it is destroyed while having a Raid Raptor monster as a material, you can special summon a Raid Raptor Xyz from the deck and attach this card to it as material, so you can go straight up into the Ultimate Falcon, which is also unaffected and it has 3500 attack. So you know, you can do whatever you like with this deck. It's pretty amazing. Against some decks like Sky Strikers, Altergeist and some other stuff, it's pretty damn hard to out 350 towers. So, and you have 2 of these. I mean, this one isn't affected, this one isn't affected. Good luck to anyone trying to affect those things with anything. Just be wary of access code talker, that's about it. So one-time T3 Doer, you've seen the combo, you know that we make it with Shade Brigandine, so we can bounce a card, pretty good. 1 Boral Sword for the OTK, in case your Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon OTK fails, Trusty Boral Sword is pretty easy. It's pretty much the same combo, just instead of going into Bardiche, you just go into Boral Sword and attack for game. And we have Wise Tricks and Bardiche. For the side deck, you can play whatever you like. I'm thinking Droll because Drytron, Radiant because it's dark, and Small World is coming out, so you can search any Blackwing by just banishing a Radiant from your deck. 1 Cosmic Cyclone, you can bump this up to whatever number you like. I just think that 1 is good enough. This is basically for mine and nothing else. Triple Dark Ruler, it's just against Break by board decks. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster against the Mystic Mine. Now Prohibition is insanely interesting in this deck. So what you would do is game first, hopefully you go first, and then you set up your Kali Yuga play and win. If you don't go first, or if your plan fails for some reason, you have seen what your opponent plays. So you will know what hand trap to call with Prohibition, or just, you know, assume that they are playing Nibiru if you can't play around Nibiru. Then, after your combo is done, you will activate Zephyros effect, bouncing back the Prohibition, and then you can reactivate the Prohibition, calling their main card. So, for instance, in Sky Strikers you can just call Ray, and then they are forced to use the token or the Rose. So, I mean, the applications are endless, and I just don't feel about talking about Prohibition for more than necessary. However, experiment with this and you will soon see that this card is amazing in the deck. But not in the main deck, just sided in 4 games, 2 or 3. Next is Imperial Order, just because it's broken. It's insta-win against some decks, and Red Reboot because it's kind of like Imperial Order, but just for trap decks. So that's about it, guys. If you got this far into the video, all I can say to you is big thanks. It really does mean a lot to me, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. I will post the combo guide soon and the way to play around hand traps, and it's pretty amazing how well this deck fares against most of the meta hand traps. There are some hand traps that almost insta stop your combo, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I'll teach you how to play around most of those. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!